What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of What the Fanboy. My name is Luke, and I am joined here by Mr. Tyler Davis.
What up, what up? And to my left, the one and only beautiful Brett Eitzen.
Thank you, Tyler. Are those some good show notes today?
They are. They're great show notes. I'll definitely be looking at those for quite a while.
Just don't.
I have my
distracted.
Redskins jersey on. The Redskins are playing on Monday Night Football.
He's
I'm also
definitely not watching it on his phone during the show.
So if I just kind of go, huh? What happened? That's why.
It's fine.
There might
I
be
apologize.
occasional yelling or screaming out.
Preferably not.
Like getting penalties on third down. Like I might lose my mind because we've done it twice now. We just did it again.
Well, the Chiefs won, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
Even with a lot of ejections, but that's
Yeah. They didn't play real classy this week.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Got the W.
5-0.
I can't wait to rewatch this because my face is gonna be great. It's gonna show up, and you
For
guys
all of our podcast listeners, you might just watch like timestamp when Tyler gets crazy, and then just go watch it on YouTube. Watch those moments because it's gonna be funny. So, Luke, what have you been up to this week?
I have not been up to very much. I kind of got re-addicted to Skyrim again, though.
Ooh.
I did see you playing that.
Yeah, I built a new Dungeons and Dragons character for something that could happen in the future, and I was like, I'm just gonna build this in Skyrim to see what it's like. And I've been having a lot of fun with that game because it's one of my favorite video games. So that's great. I get tired of doing those intro story things you have to get done though. It's like, let me get to it. Come on. Let me do the Companions Guild and the Thieves Guild and all that stuff. But that game is so good, and it came out in 2011.
And it's on everything. I should try and play it on Alexa sometime.
Alexa,
Yes, you
Fusoda! Fusoda, Alexa! The other thing I did was I finally started getting to the DC animated movies that I've really fallen behind on, and I watched The Death of Superman. That just came out a couple months ago.
Yeah, a month or two.
And I kind of got inspired to watch this because the Reign of Superman images came out, or Reign of the Supermen images came out. Sorry, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did, which was kind of strange.
Yeah.
Because the Superman's death has kind of been done several times now.
No.
Like, there was already Superman Doomsday, which was the first DC animated movie. I mean, BVS, spoilers if you haven't seen that yet. And then now this. But, like, it really focused on Superman and Lois's relationship, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I had a really great time watching it. And I'm really excited for the next one.
Yeah.
So, although Rainn Wilson was Lex Luthor, it didn't work.
Oh, really?
No, it wasn't. All I heard was Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
Gross.
So, I'm seeing Dwight from The Office.
Yeah.
Try and kill Superman. I'm like, this is not working.
To be
for me.
fair, Dwight from The Office may be the one person who could kill Superman.
You're not wrong.
God, I love that show.
Yes.
That's a great show.
Anyway, that's everything I did.
Sweet. Tyler?
I did some stuff. I started reading Red Hood and the Outlaws 3, or Volume 3, sorry. Volume 4 comes out next month, so I'm doing my due diligence because it's my favorite DC comic book. I watched the first episode of Batman Beyond on DC Universe.
Yes.
And I loved that show when it aired. And the first episode was so good. Like, the themes in Batman Beyond are so much more mature than I remember. And I really love that. I played some more Fortnite. Got another win. Feels good. I'm due for about one a week at this point.
Nice.
So it feels good.
Still due for my first.
Just yeah.
Me too.
We're gonna get Luke one eventually, maybe Brett, but I'm really just playing it as a stopgap for Call of Duty coming out this week. And then I did something that I got some gasps about. I watched V for Vendetta for the first time ever.
Yeah, boy.
It's a good movie.
Oh.
It was my wife's suggestion. It was a great suggestion. I really loved it. I think Luke and I kind of talked about it this week, and I think if it's not the best, it's definitely a top 3 comic book movie ever made.
Yeah.
It's so good. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend go watch it. It gets a little slow at times if you're not really into the theme of the movie, which I was super into it. I thought the theme was amazing and couldn't be more applicable now.
Yeah.
But definitely give it a shot. I would give it a booyah, honestly.
It's
aged.
fantastic.
It's aged incredibly well.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Hugo Weaving is a monster in that movie.
Yeah.
Like he's
so
awesome.
Yep.
It's not easy to act and never show your face.
Yeah.
But Hugo Weaving
It's
is so good at it. It's unbelievable. Somebody brought something up to me today, and I thought this was really funny, and it's relevant to what we're talking about. If you made an army out of characters that actors have played, Hugo Weaving might have the #1 army.
Probably.
he was Megatron,
Yeah, he was Megatron. He was Agent,
Elrond.
Elrond, Agent Smith.
Oh,
V.
gosh.
Like, his team would be stupid.
Red Skull.
Red
Red
Skull.
Skull, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's an
not
impressive
fair.
lineup.
Yeah. So, and it made me want to think of other actors. I just haven't had time to sit down and write it down.
Chris Evans and
I said Chris Evans. as
Ryan
well.
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds
would have
a
some pretty good
team.
squads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Even
I'm
Tom
sure-
Hardy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he getting up there?
Bane, Venom,
Mad Max.
Mad Max,
Who's
Max Rockatansky. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a cool little discussion to have one
Yeah.
day, maybe. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's about all I did. I'm sure something else will pop up. I went and saw a movie. We all went and saw a movie.
We're going to talk about that movie
We're gonna
later.
talk about said movie.
Spoilers, it's in the
do we have
description. It's in the title of the episode. So, I did not do much this week. Still doing that Destiny grind. Actually, so part of the Destiny grind.
Did you do the raid?
We did the raid.
Did you beat the raid?
No.
Oh.
We beat the first encounter, and then we got to the second encounter, and then we're like, all right, let's all go level up some more.
Oh
my.
gosh,
So we're in a good
that
spot.
sounds so exhausting.
It is, but I've got 5 guys that I love playing with, and we all enjoy just figuring
That
things
does-
out in our own time.
that would help.
And
That makes it worth it.
yeah,
I think that was some of my favorite moments playing Destiny is just like Lepke, my brother, Brendan, Will, like a bunch of friends. We would all just get together and find ways to go through different encounters and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I mean, we always looked it up first, but like until you actually do it,
yeah.
You don't really
even
know.
looking it up. It still
you
is.
still don't know. So
Well, yeah, and even so, like this week we'll be doing it again. So we'll do the first encounter should be relatively easy. We've beaten it once, so probably not relatively easy. So and then we'll make our way and we'll hopefully get the second encounter done. We should all be high enough level that even we don't know how many encounters there are. I mean, I don't know how many encounters there are. So my guess is there's usually 4 or 5 encounters. But I like to get 2 knocked out this week. Hopefully we can do
Nice.
that. So
are you going to stream that or?
yeah. I'll stream it again. It'll be on the What the Fanboy Mixer account. It's
Awesome.
just I have my Xbox Live account actually linked to the What the Fanboy Mixer account,
Awesome.
and rather than switching that like every time we stream, I figured I just stream it on that.
Nice. Awesome.
So find What the Fanboy on Mixer, and you can watch me slog through 4 hours of raiding
Oh gosh.
tomorrow night. If you're watching this live, it's tomorrow night. Other than that, Stephanie and I watched Solo at home. I still do not understand why everyone hates that movie so much. It is a fine film that is just bogged down by a lot of unfortunate circumstance and the fact that it's got the words Star Wars in it.
It is so boring.
I was going to say, how did you feel about Justice League, Brett?
Justice League?
Yeah. Because it's kind of the same, similar debacle.
Sure.
mess,
I think Solo's a better movie than Justice League. I think Justice League has better set pieces. But overall, I think Solo is a more coherent story than what Justice League is. I like them
I
for
was just
different
curious.
reasons. I think I won't get into a rant. I don't have a bunch of things I did this week, so this will be my little section. I think Justice League is a really cool vignette of comic book moments that are like loosely tied together by something called a plot, like what they
Yeah.
call a plot.
I got you.
And Solo is just kind of a boring movie with interesting moments. Does that make sense? Like the plot is there and it makes sense. The problem is that it's very slow and it doesn't develop quite as cool. Like they felt like they had to hit these moments and they didn't do all those moments justice. Like the two coolest moments in that are like for me when they're doing the train heist and when they're breaking out of Kessel. And the coolest moment in that movie should be the Kessel Run, but it's actually not
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I thought they got rid of the most interesting character in the train heist.
They did. Oh, absolutely.
My favorite review of the Solo movie I've heard is it's like watching the Wikipedia page for Han Solo. And I was like,
a little bit.
Got him.
It's certainly not a like. It's.
With if you look, Shyamalan twist thrown in.
If you look at my list of movie rankings this year, like Solo's still not up there. Or you look at my ranking of Star Wars movies, Solo's still not like near the top of the list. I just don't think it deserves all the hate it got.
I've been there.
Whether it's like a poorly chosen plot line is definitely debatable. Because
I don't hate Solo. Like, compared to the movie we're talking about today, Solo is a masterpiece. Spoilers for the future of this episode, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I just think it was really taken in boring, dumb directions, and it wasn't needed, which doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help.
For me, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I won't call it like a badly made film. Like, you get the gist of what's happening.
Sure.
Which is probably the main point of a movie, to have a story, beginning, a middle, and an end, which it does. Yay. Good job, Tyler.
Tyler, what happened?
Redskins just kicked a 53-yard field goal. We are down 7.
Okay.
Points.
Daniel Dick in the comments asking, any of us play AC Odyssey this week?
So I am not getting it until it's super cheap because there's too many games coming out for the rest of the year. So my review on that will be put on hold for a while.
It will be delayed. I think I might end up getting it before you because I loved Origins.
Yeah, you probably will.
So
I don't know if I'll get it. We'll see. If these guys like tell me amazing things about it, and I've heard good reviews so far, but AC like Black Flag was the last one I really enjoyed.
So I've played barely any of the first Red Dead, so I'm not super attached to the next one coming out.
Yeah.
So like I'm honestly thinking about getting Odyssey instead of Red Dead 2.
That's fair.
And it's a world that I really enjoy more, like Greek mythology to Old West. I much prefer the Greek mythology.
Sure. They can do a lot more with that. I mean,
I'm still figuring it all out.
I don't know.
But it's okay.
Red Dead 1 had undead zombies, so, you know. They can get a little
I'll
crazy
just get
with
that
it.
with Call of Duty on Friday.
That's true.
Even though I don't know how much I'll really play
I am very much looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We have some fun times.
So speaking of Call of Duty, let's kick off our news segment.
Woo-hoo.
So Call of Duty comes out in 4 days from right now. The game is going to ship with 14 multiplayer maps, blackout mode, and 4 zombies maps to start. Usually it starts with 1 zombies map. The last Call of Duty shipped with 9 multiplayer maps and a subpar campaign. So what do you guys think of the amount? Infinite? No, it's World War II. What do you guys think of the amount of content that the game is shipping with? It's quite a bit.
I think that's a very good decision by them.
4 of them are remakes from the original Black Ops games.
That's fine. Game development is a business, and as a business, you have to decide, you know, how much is your product worth, and then the player base will decide consumers will then decide if your product is actually worth that. But Call of Duty is always the best-selling game every year. The numbers have shown that campaign is not the reason why people buy those. And so I think with the additional maps that they've provided, the additional zombie experience, and the additional blackout experience, definitely worth the $60.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. I know a lot of people are going to be jumping right into Blackout. I'm honestly just really excited to get back to some old domination with all my friends. I mean, The issue is going to be this weekend for me playing with everyone, because there's like at least 10
You can
people.
just play with me when we're streaming.
Well,
I won't
we
require you to play with me.
We will find a
We'll make
way
it
for
work.
all of us to play. Like, I plan on playing it. I don't want to say sun up to sundown on Saturday, but I'm gonna play it a lot on Saturday.
Sorry,
Here,
Dana.
I know you aren't a hugest fan of zombies. Me and Brett will go on zombies for a bit, and you can go hang out with those other people.
Yeah, and then we'll get together and we'll do some Blackout.
We'll play. We will play. I promise. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. I just wanted to bring that up. What do you got? Who's up?
It's gonna be awesome.
So I was pretty pumped about some leaked stuff that came out. If you saw the Harry Potter trailer that was on the internet for a bit, I hope you're freaking out as much as me, but that game looked super sick. And
So
plus,
not a
it's
movie.
it's a video game, and
video
it's made by
game.
Rocksteady, who I love because they've
Yes.
made some very good games. One of my favorite games, Batman Arkham City.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I'd like that game as much if it wasn't Batman, though.
Sorry. I don't.
Anyway,
questionable play.
Harry Potter game.
I did see the leaked footage. It looks super dope. I'm here for a Harry Potter game. I love Harry Potter. I love RPG games. Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah,
Rocksteady or not, I don't care who's making that. I'm in.
I remember playing a Harry Potter game back in 2007 or 8.
based on the movies?
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I was hoping it was going to be bigger and more RPG-ish. And so I feel like this is exactly what I wanted back then, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it now.
I don't know if you guys remember our episode where we picked things we wanted on other mediums, but this is what I said. I said a Harry Potter video game.
There you go.
And looky here.
Can you predict some other awesome stuff?
We're going to be getting a Redwall TV adaptation again. Live action CG.
Yes, please. Who owns that?
I don't know, PBS still.
We shall see.
Dude, those animated shows were so good though.
They were
that
so
used to do.
good. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Next story.
You're up.
next. Today, Microsoft unveiled xCloud. This is their official foot in the door for cloud streaming games. They have a really good 3-minute trailer that kind of parses out what exactly it is. I mean, it's all good PR speak. But the idea is they want you to be able to play any game anywhere.
That's pretty cool.
So for the image and some of the video, they had an Xbox controller with a little mount and then just a Android phone, and they were displaying it in real time, playing Forza, Halo 5 on the phone. Just it connects Bluetooth.
Surely your phone battery won't die.
Yeah, right. Maybe they have a plug-in. Wireless charging. Right now, it's working on 10 megabit networks. They're hoping to optimize that, get it even lower. Public trials are starting next year, 2019. Looks awesome. I think it just kind of proves the point that that's where they're going in terms of, yeah, you can have your $500 Xbox console, or you can, buy this smaller, cheaper streaming console. Really opens the door for more people who haven't played games. And even then, even cheaper than that, probably. Here, buy a controller and, subscribe to our $10 a month service, and you can play on your phone. So, really cool. Looking forward to E3 next year.
Gonna be an interesting one. So, speaking of interesting, Disney makes weird choices every now and again. They have put into production a live-action Lilo and Stitch movie.
What?
Yup.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my reaction when I saw it was, we're really going to do that? So, I vote Luke to play Stitch.
Wow.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
I approve.
For real though, the first Lilo and that movie's so funny.
Oh, it's a good movie. It's a great movie.
I remember watching it randomly for some reason, and I was just dying. Oh, it's so funny. I guess I'm fine with it. I'll probably.
I'll watch it.
I'll see it.
Just
Yeah.
out of curiosity. However, I have not watched Beauty and the Beast, the live action.
That's good.
Oh, it's really good.
All I'm saying is they better get real surfers. I don't want no CG surfing.
I just want him to get a real alien.
Whoa!
Up in the ante.
Yeah. I mean, if they can't get a real alien, I'm not going to see it.
Dang. All right, Disney. They've got all the money. They can do it.
That's the
Yeah.
ultimatum. Real aliens or nothing.
Or nothing at all.
Or the movie doesn't happen.
Boycott Lilo and Stitch because they're not using real aliens.
Alien lives matter.
Oh my gosh.
With that, we should move on,
Yeah,
Luke.
we should.
All right, so Netflix has the rights to Narnia now,
Yes.
and they're going to be making movies and TV series for it.
Woot woot.
And I think the best part about this is they are the first production studio or company to own the rights to all 7 books,
Yeah.
which is awesome because we can actually have the whole story,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is great.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of Narnia.
Let's do it. Those books are good.
This is always the big debate. How true do you feel like they need to stay to the story, and how much room do they have to do their own thing?
I don't care.
Good. That's where I'm at too. I'm like, I just want to see something in that world, and I don't mind if they take liberties.
Yeah, just
Um,
make a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always good to see the stuff from the source material that you loved.
I kind of hope that what they do,
But I mean, make what you have to make.
yeah, what I would love for them to do is do like the first 2 books as like a series, and then they have like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is like a movie, and then they have kind of more series and then movie, and they kind of like do this staggered, because not all of those I don't think all of those would make great movies. Sorry. That's why there's only been 2 good ones ever made so far.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Are you including the old ones that were on like BBC in like 4 parts? Oh, those are so bad. They're awesome.
Yeah. No, yes. There's, yeah.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Prince Caspian, 6-part or 4-part series from BBC or something like that, or PBS. I don't know. It's pretty bad, but it's great.
But it's great.
That's awesome.
Or no, it was a Silver Chair. Sorry, not Prince Caspian.
Silverchair is a great story, though.
That was my favorite book.
They need to do that one right. I think Last Battle is my favorite book, but that's just because it's
Dude, that kind of blew my mind when I read that book.
It's
I was
a little
like,
yeah.
what? I won't say though, because I don't know if everybody has actually gotten that one. Most people read Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian.
Yeah. The 2 that got made into live action films.
Yeah.
Speaking of Netflix, Dragon Prince got officially renewed for season 2.
I still need to watch that.
There's been a little bit of talk about them redoing a little bit of the animation.
To
Specifically
change
in-
it or
Yeah, so in the animation style that they're using, it's slower frames per second during action scenes, and it was causing people to get a little nauseous, apparently. Because the characters, again, it's not as smooth, so they're jumping around the frame way faster, and especially when you're talking, the elves move super fast, and so I can see how it might be a little nauseating.
yeah.
No, that's not a huge deal, but kind of nice to hear that they've like heard that feedback, and
And are
might be a
gonna
little
make changes.
smoother. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go watch the first season if you haven't.
Sorry, Redskins just gave up a touchdown. But hey, whatever.
What's some good news?
First half. Good
What's
news.
some good news?
I'm going to package 3 things here. DC Universe news. Doom Patrol was at New York Comic Con, and they showed their pilot, and it got good reviews. Like, people loved it. More so than Titans, which has also showed their first 3 episodes. It's getting a little bit more mixed for the pilot, but as it goes on, people are really warming up to it, and it's getting pretty good reviews. Also, while at New York Comic Con, Jeff Johns was there, super involved in all of this. He announced that Deathstroke and Jericho will be in Season 2 of Titans, and they're rumored to adapt the Judas Contract. One of the best Teen Titans stories, if not the best Teen Titans story ever. So I believe we will have a Wally West on Titans in Season 2. I really do. I think we'll have a speedster, and I think there is a pretty good chance that we will see Roy as well.
Oh, really?
I really do.
On.
Well, I was looking at the episode titles, and Donna Troy is on there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if they're going to do Donna Troy, they're definitely going to bring Roy in. Like, he's kind of a big deal for the Titans. So, super excited. I mean, I'm here for all of that. I don't care what. I'm going to consume it all no matter what. So,
Awesome.
super pumped.
Got some Star Wars news coming in at you hot.
Yeah.
Production started on The Mandalorian, and they released the first image from the show, and I'm intrigued, baby.
I'm digging it.
Like, I really dug that photo.
Yeah, it looks sick.
I'm glad it's not Boba Fett,
Yes.
which is nice.
Yep.
And I'm very curious about where it's gonna go.
Does this officially kill like a Boba Fett solo movie?
I hope so.
If
Listen,
if the fact that what they've said in the past couple of weeks hadn't already killed that.
Boba Fett looks really cool, but he's also the biggest idiot in the whole Star Wars universe. Just go watch Return of the Jedi and see how he died. It's just ridiculous. Oh my gosh. It's way too much love. Anyway, who they announced like directors for that show too.
Yep.
I don't remember the list. I just knew like Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
I think Ava DuVernay was one. But it was like a really good list of directors.
Fingers
I think
crossed.
Tyler's looking it up.
Deborah Chow, Rick Famuyiwa, Bryce Dallas Howard, Taika Waititi, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Kathleen Kennedy. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy's going to direct an episode.
Yeah, she's probably just producing.
Yeah.
She just does. Yeah, she'll just.
But
be
those
the
are just
producers.
some.
Ooh, I'm pumped for that Dave Filoni episode.
Yeah. Oh, they'll be executive produced by her. Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome. I'm really pumped for that.
Yeah. Taika Waititi's will just be a comedy episode. So.
Hey, you never know. You never know. You can go into something else. You never know.
Yeah, I thought
Leave the wheelhouse for a bit.
I thought Ruben Fleischer would do well with Venom, but so we'll see.
You guys are spoiling all of our
Can't help it.
later discussion.
It's spewing over.
Clearly.
Can't help it.
Other news at New York Comic Con, Dark Phoenix had its first 10 minutes shown, which got kind of it's still a thing. So
I wonder what that sounds like on the audio version.
Probably awful. So what I find really interesting is that director Simon Kinberg was also there. He had this quote, which I don't understand. I understand.
Ooh, I haven't heard this. I'm
Sable, thanks for showing up, man.
What
You
up?
don't need to apologize for being late. We're just glad you're here.
Yes, you do. Don't be late to anything.
So
I'm kidding.
Kinberg said that the movie would combine the intimate and character-driven aspects of Logan with the grand stakes and scopes of Apocalypse.
If you can direct like they directed Logan.
I don't want the grand stakes of Apocalypse. The movie was horrible. The stakes in that were like, okay, we're doing this movie so a guy can lose his hair.
So what concerns me is that the trailer didn't
Convey that
at all, and apparently the first 10 minutes or whatever was shown didn't convey that at all either.
Gosh.
Awesome.
So, you know what that sounds like to me?
Joshua Trank.
Here's a good PR bite that we're gonna throw out there because people like Logan, even if it's not true.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
So
that comes out in a year and a half, supposedly.
who knows? It's gonna get moved again. They gotta find. They got actually now they have to go back and shoot all those intimate character-driven aspects.
Got him.
Okay, sorry. What's next?
All good. A new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse trailer dropped
Yep.
Yes.
very quickly. Movie's gonna crush it. I love Miles Morales. Super pumped.
That looks good.
It's coming out at an
Spider-Ham's
interesting
gonna steal
time
the show.
too. It comes
Yeah,
out
what
right
day
next
is
to-
that?
It comes out, I think, the week before Aquaman and Transformers and Mary Poppins.
I thought it was a Christmas movie, but I could be wrong.
It comes out in December.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
December movie.
But it's gonna.
It'll be in theaters on Christmas Day.
Yeah. December is nuts.
You're up, Luke.
Oh. So there was we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. I thought it was awesome though, but there was another trailer for Daredevil season 3.
Oh yeah.
We talk about this, a new trailer every week, but this one was focused on Bullseye, and I'm really pumped for him to be in the show. So anyway,
He looks better in the Daredevil suit than Daredevil. Just
But
my
I
thoughts.
also like that Daredevil suit is really good, but he looks so cool in that all black
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love the all black
makeshift
costumes.
suit that he has. I love it.
I'm all about the makeshift suits in movies.
Oh yeah.
I love them. What you got for us?
All right, so The Guardian interviewed Barbara Broccoli. Is it just broccoli?
Broccoli?
I don't know.
James Bond?
Yeah,
Broccoli.
it is broccoli, like the vegetable. All right.
Yeah, buddy.
I literally typed it out and then didn't actually read it until just now. So Barbara Broccoli, who's a producer,
They make all the James Bond.
the producer for James Bond.
Yeah.
When asked about Bond's character moving forward past Daniel Craig, and mostly I think this came up because of Doctor Who. She was asked if there would ever be a female Bond, and her response was, Bond is male, he's a male character, he was written as male, and I think he'll probably stay as a male. And that's fine. We don't have to turn male characters into women. Let's just create more female characters and make the story fit those female characters.
I can dig it.
I agree with that.
That's good. But I'm still not opposed to like Emily Blunt as Jane Bond.
Anything?
I would
anything.
wait. So
Ooh, let's have Emily Blunt as the villain in the next James Bond movie.
can we just rather than like
Sorry
a
for you, those of you
007,
who
like can
saw
we get a
this.
008 who's a female and just have her do an interesting story?
I think that's what that kind of alludes to, right?
Right. That's what I'm kind of picking up on is that like James Bond is very much written as a male character, and that's fine. Maybe his male traits evolve over time. They haven't really for the past 50 years. I mean, but maybe they should and they can, but just flipping Bond from a male to a female character does a disservice to his characteristics as a character, and it would be better served to put a more interesting female co-lead in there or a supporting actress who actually does something. I thought in Skyfall, which one was Moneypenny in recently? Was that Skyfall?
She's in both of them.
The one she's actually in.
Skyfall, where she shoots Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skyfall.
Like that was the beginning of like an interesting, like supporting character, and then they just kind of dropped her. But that idea that you can bring someone in, a female co-lead, to help support him and maybe change him for the better, because he's kind of a not great guy. Anyways,
I wonder if they'll. Yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah, we're killing a lot of time on this news. First look at Lobo for Krypton came out.
Oh yeah, Krypton baby. Don't sleep on it. It's great.
Yeah, it's a good show. Don't sleep on the show. The looks okay. I mean, for being a sci-fi show, it's what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We'll see.
Next thing, Harley Quinn animated teaser.
I loved this.
It was a great teaser, and we found out that Kaylee Cuoco is going to be the voice of Harley Quinn, and also that the cast of that show is going to be absolutely insane.
Yes. Ridiculous.
I don't have it in front of me, but if you...
JB Smoove is going to be in it,
Yeah.
and Wanda Sykes.
Yes. Just go look up that cast. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
All right, Brett, you're up.
I'm done. I'm out of news.
Okay. Venom is divisive. That is news.
That's news.
And 4 days until Titans and Black Ops 4. Get excited.
All right, so I got a couple more things here. Matt Bomer is going to be Negative Man in Doom Patrol.
If you don't know who he is, he looks just like Henry Cavill.
He is in White Collar. He's the lead.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He's in Chuck. He plays Bryce Larkin.
Yep.
He's awesome in Chuck.
He's a great actor.
And he's also voiced Superman in Superman Unbound in the animated movie.
And for those of you who want to know, Drew Brees just broke the all-time passing record in the NFL. Sorry. It's news.
I'll give
it
him
is
props
news.
for that.
It
That's
is news.
impressive.
And now they're sorry.
Last thing for me is that Renee Montoya has been cast in Birds of Prey. And Rosie Perez. I don't know who that is, but if you
She
do,
looks familiar, but I don't know what she's in.
I didn't really look it up. I just okay. And I wrote it down.
Awesome. So, the moment you've all been waiting for is finally here.
Venom.
Not Venom. The Aquaman trailer came out at New York Comic Con, and it was amazing. But we're going to talk about it a little bit.
Aquaman.
So Tyler and I reacted to it.
I did not get to react to this.
I'm very sad you weren't here.
I was extremely bummed.
Very sad.
Because I watched this in my room, and I was losing my mind. It was so awesome. 5 minutes of just Aquaman glory, baby.
As soon as I left, I texted Luke, and I was like, hey, watch it on a TV with the volume up really loud.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I cranked it. The music in that trailer is really good.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of things from this trailer. But, like, something that's been annoying me about this trailer, some people are like, it's 5 minutes long. They're showing the whole movie. Why should I see this? Everything's going to be spoiled.
No.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't think so.
It's actually very light on spoilers.
Yep.
Maybe if you're like Luke and know all of the deep lore.
I know what's going to happen in this movie. I've read the comic book this is based on. We don't know anything about Black Manta. We have not seen Mira's powers.
Hardly at all.
Hardly at all.
Yeah.
We don't know what the Trench, Nereus, or the Fisher people are doing. We don't know how he gets the trident or the outfit. We just know he gets it.
We don't know Volko's story in all of this.
He hasn't even been in any of the trailers.
He's a huge character in
we have
the
not,
stories.
We have not seen Dr. Stephen Shin yet.
Nope.
I think he actually might be kind of a post-credits thing, though. We don't know why. I mean, we can figure it out, but we don't see the reason why Atlana leaves. We don't know if she's dead. That might be a spoiler for the comics.
Good point.
We don't know who those people are that she's fighting back in her house in Maine or whatever. What's that? Amnesty Bay. I got it.
Don't look at me.
I've got a theory about that, though. We don't know if his dad dies. Like, there's still tons of stuff we don't know that's going to happen.
And James Wan has publicly said this hasn't scratched the surface. So,
but
a lot of things that are also alluded to is a war on the surface, and we have not seen anything that even remotely points to that happening. Like, visually, we have not seen anything like that. So that's a whole other thing.
I don't, like, in this movie, I don't think there's going to be any big-scale war above land. I'm guessing that's going to come in a sequel so they can, like, build up to it. But yeah, we still don't know, like, anything. Surprisingly, after having 2 trailers that add up to 8 minutes with some similar footage.
A lot to go still.
Just some thoughts from the trailer that I had. The first thing I thought of when this first started was, I mean, it shows a snow globe, and I was like, that's kind of funny. But also, this comes out 4 days before Christmas. So I think that's a little nod to that.
It's awesome.
It's kind of a Christmas movie. Black Manta is freaking sick in this trailer. He looks so dope. Coolest looking villain in DC Comics, maybe all of comics. And I cannot wait to see that fight scene in Italy or whatever they're at. Sahara, I don't know. That tracking shot.
The tracking shot is awesome.
Was unbelievable. That's I think you might have talked about. That's a Juan thing. He loves his tracking shots.
Yeah.
What the first 3 minutes of Conjuring 2 was one shot, just going around the house while these kids and parents are acting. It's like, oh my gosh! And then he scares you with him too. It's ridiculous. The original suit, the orange, gold, and green suit.
Yep.
Looks so good on him.
Yes,
that suit that everyone makes fun of is just badass.
Yes. And I love the way that the action is looking underwater. Like, it's
Yeah.
you don't really get to see a whole lot of it, but like when it's him and Orm fighting in their gladiator match, they're swinging and stabbing those tridents, but they're also swimming.
Yeah.
Like, they've integrated swimming into their fighting. It looks so cool.
Very well done.
And those are my 4 things that I was like, what? During that trailer. I wish I could have reacted to it. I lost my bananas, man.
I'll mention a few things real quick. I thought the editing and camera work in the trailer looks really, really good. So whoever edited that trailer deserves some sort of award. CG looked a little cleaned up compared to that first trailer. I thought the sharks and everything looked a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's still going to be worked on too, which is awesome.
I really liked Momoa and Hurd's chemistry in the trailer. I felt that was something I think a lot of people probably were a little concerned with.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to see them acting together finally and sharing some dialogue that wasn't in an air bubble. I thought it was pretty good. It really excites me, and I thought the humor felt pretty organic.
Yeah. No, the first trailer didn't get me crazy. I mean, It was a fine trailer. I was really not in with the humor aspect from the first trailer, and this one, seeing it in a scene.
Did you like that pee joke?
The pee joke was funny. I laughed.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's gonna be pretty funny too, which is fun.
Yeah.
There's a joke I really hope they include where I don't know if it'd be in this one or a sequel. Well, there's a joke where Aquaman's at this diner eating. Somebody's like, "Are you eating fish? Don't you talk to them?" And he's like, "What else do you expect to eat us to eat in the ocean? Like, it's the food source. It's this and seaweed."
It will happen. I hope.
What do you guys think when people are like, "Oh, the CG in this movie, there's so much of it"?
I don't know. It's the same team who did Infinity War, so I trust that it'll be good.
I mean, I don't know how you don't have CG.
That's what
in
I think.
this
It's like
movie.
this movie's underwater.
Yeah.
They did not go underwater to shoot this movie.
Well, you
Can
expect them
believe
to
that?
hold their breath for 30 minutes underwater.
While actually talking, and yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got CGI out all those air bubbles. And
There's so much.
So what I our next episode is going to be underwater, so
Yeah.
stay tuned.
If you thought an
Oh.
Aquaman movie was going to
that's gonna be a
happen
production challenge.
with no CGI or less CGI than what you've seen so far, sorry, you're a little delusional.
You've been fooling yourself.
Yeah, and if you're on the Marvel side of things and you hate DC, which there are those people out there, and you want a Namor movie, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna have to be underwater. For,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Huh.
like, you just have to accept that there's gonna be a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want your underwater characters to be underwater, which
Right.
is an option too.
It is.
It is.
Absolutely. But I don't mind it. I'm okay.
Yeah,
with it.
I think
I
it
like
looks
it.
good too.
You can't. I don't think you can make this movie and tell the story without that. And
Right.
they made that decision a long time ago, and that's fine. I'm in.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Dude,
What's the?
cannot
We
wait.
have
I'm so-
derailed the
Do we-
hype train.
Do we know what the budget is on that movie?
160 million, I think, is what it was.
Okay,
You guys
it's pretty decent.
queue up our next topic. I'll find it.
So talking about money,
Yep, 160. Justice
Before
League was
we,
300 million, if you were curious. Suicide Squad was 175.
that was 175. Oh my gosh, that movie looked terrible.
Probably because of the cast, though.
Oh, it's true.
They had to pay a lot more people.
who did they
Gosh.
have to? No,
Will Smith,
Will Smith is their only.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis doesn't bring in that much.
She's pretty good, though.
She's good. She's not like a $30 million actress.
Jay Hernandez.
No.
I mean, they had a lot of characters.
Margot Robbie because
She's
she's
expensive.
because
Jared
she's
Leto.
because she's hot and young. I mean, hot like she's in a lot of things.
She is attractive.
She's also attractive.
She's attractive.
But yes.
Sorry, not as Harley Quinn.
I think it's a good thing that you're not attracted to Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
That's a good
Probably.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then Jared Leto and then
Will
Will Smith. Those are the three big names.
DK Harbor. David Harbor.
No, he's not that expensive.
I'm kidding, but people love him.
Okay.
Speaking of money, you were
Oh,
going to hit the box office.
Ooh,
stuff.
battle rifle.
Battle
We're just
rifle.
about started.
you were
We're
just
getting
in
ready.
time. So before we get into our review, let's just talk real quick. Venom box office it made 80 million domestic this weekend, 200 million
Just over 200
international. So it's already blown by its budget.
Also, if you saw the movie, let us know what you thought.
Yeah. Just for context, the highest grossing domestic film in October previously was Gravity with 55 million. So
Oh, I
it
hate that
it
movie.
overperformed by a large amount. Like this movie or not, it did well financially. So we at the end of our review we can talk about potential sequels. But
I'm glad people are still going to see comic book movies.
I think this tells us that there will be a movie. There will be
Oh.
a sequel for this.
There's gonna.
So
Also, I mentioned it was divisive earlier. Before we review it, Rotten Tomatoes, the aggregate score for it from critics is sitting at 30%. I don't know what the average score for it is on there.
did we do estimates last time? Last
Yeah,
episode? I don't remember what I guessed.
think I was high.
I think
you
I
guessed-
said 37.
Yeah. And audience scores at 89%.
Yeah.
So the audience likes it. But we're going to tell you how we feel about it. And if you don't agree, that's fine. Tell us what you thought. We're curious.
Yeah.
But let's dive in.
So typically we'll do a couple minutes of spoiler free.
Yep.
We'll warn you. Battle Rifle looking at you because you talk about in a summary. That's going to be our next couple minutes. We'll go into spoilers. You will know if you want to get out before then.
Yeah, we'll do a non-spoiler.
To be fair, though, there's not that much to spoil in this movie.
Yeah, we'll do a non-spoiler section. We'll give our fanboy ratings, and then we will probably move into spoilers pretty quick.
All right. Should we just go down the line?
Let's go down the line.
You
Starting
start.
with Brett.
Oh. All right. I think you're right.
You
You're
ever
right
seen a
about Rifle.
Wi-Fi bar?
It doesn't matter what I think.
Brett is at the top of the Wi-Fi bar for this panel.
Okay. So I think this is a good bad movie. So like it's a bad movie, but it's a good bad movie. It has some really fun moments. Ultimately, it's very poorly structured, and there's one person who gives 110% in this movie, and then no one else gave gave any F's about it. I think one of the things that people like about this when we talk about that 80% Rotten Tomato score is...
Sorry, it doesn't matter what you think.
is that this kind of very much breaks from the formula that the MCU has given to us over the past 10 years. This feels like a superhero movie from 2004. This feels like a Fantastic Four style-esque movie that's not really well thought out, but it's there to do fan service and hit certain moments. And in that regard, I think it does okay. But other than that, I don't think it holds up all that well. It's not one I would go spend a lot of money on if you have like a $5 movie theater. That's probably where I would tell you to spend your money on this movie. So for me, it's I won't give my full review, but I'm kind of middle of the road. It's not good. It's also not like, I don't think it's the worst movie of the year. There's 2 movies that I've seen this year that are worse than this movie.
Ooh, what movies?
Yeah, what movies? Is Solo one of them?
No. Rampage.
Oh, that movie sucks.
And Pacific Rim Uprising.
Oh, Pacific Rim Uprising was good. It's aight.
So what's your fanboy rating on this one? We'll reiterate.
It's Matthew McConaughey.
Because it's all right.
It's all right. If you go in knowing what to expect.
Is that what I gave Pacific Rim?
Probably.
I'll look. I don't even remember.
So in a tweet, what's your tweet summary of it?
It's a good bad movie. Don't set your expectations too high.
Okay. #Venom. All right.
Venom.
My turn. So I have pros and cons here without spoiling anything. My first pro. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought there were a few funny moments that I genuinely laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. I was happy to see that. I wasn't sure if we would get that. But we did, and that's awesome. I also thought the relationship between Venom and Eddie, between Venom and Tom Hardy was pretty good.
I agree.
So I just think that's a really fun idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
To have something alien, per se, attached to you or become a part of your life, and it just kind of invades your life, and it's going to live there, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So allowing it to have a voice, I think, is really cool. I had a lot of fun with that. So that was good. Cons. Tom Hardy sucks at accents. At American accents. He's horrible.
Yeah.
Listening to him chew through that accent for the whole movie started to get on my nerves. I had a headache when the movie was over. So that sucks.
Yeah.
Riz Ahmed sucks.
Yeah.
He phones it in really hard.
It in.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Yes, Battle Rifle. This is, he crashed.
He was in Jason Bourne?
Yeah.
Riz Ahmed? I don't remember him.
Well, he sucked in this movie. The CGI is a mess. I couldn't see what was happening at times. I felt like prior to meeting Venom, the movie's boring.
Yep.
Tom Hardy just plays Tom Hardy. I don't believe that he was ever Eddie Brock for a second.
Yep.
And everyone else in the movie just is kind of there. So that's kind of how I feel. My tweet, and I'm sorry, Luke, I'm going to beat you to this, I think. If you really want to see a good Venom movie without the Venom suit, go watch Upgrade, because Upgrade is a fantastic movie with a much better plot, way better written, way better directed,
Upgrade
and much better acting. #Venom.
Upgrade is one of my favorite movies this year.
It's top 3 for me. I really like Upgrade.
And
Right.
the
And
concept of Venom and Stem from Upgrade, which is the AI, is exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's almost exactly the same. And yeah, I'd say go see Upgrade as well. Buy it.
And Upgrade was made for $3 to $5 million. Venom was made for $100 million. So just something to keep in mind. But I would give it a straight to streaming. I don't think you should spend your money to see this movie in a theater. And usually I'm the positive guy, I think. I'm usually really generous to movies. But, like, these dudes will tell you when it ended, I peaced.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I
did.
didn't want to
You
talk
didn't even
about
want to talk
it.
about it.
I was so fed up. I really was upset. I thought it would be better than that, but because Tom Hardy, I thought could possibly save the movie. Because Tom Hardy's a good actor. He's a great actor. But in this movie, I don't think anybody could have saved it, except for a better story.
Yeah,
If you're gonna make a crappy superhero movie, have a good story, at least.
So, Luke, I want to hear your thoughts, and then I want to just kind of free for all for a little bit.
Okay.
More thoughts.
I did not enjoy this movie at all, ever, at any point.
There wasn't a single moment.
There was maybe 15 seconds of this that I liked. And it's when Venom and Eddie are first kind of getting to know each other, and Eddie's really hungry.
Oh,
I don't know if I should spoil it or not, if that's a spoiler, but it's
I
just
don't think so.
it's just awkward interactions in the real world.
Yeah.
The problem is, I didn't think that belonged in this movie. I felt like I was watching a different movie all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The tone of this movie was all over the place, and I couldn't stand it. Like, with, like, him and his neighbor, and then their relationship was, like, felt like a high school R-rated comedy type thing, except it wasn't R-rated. I don't know, but...
Tyler's getting
I wasn't
excited.
watching, but,
Woo! Sorry, Redskins just scored, baby.
I was so bored during this movie, because Venom does not show up
For about 45
minutes. Maybe. That's what
Yeah,
it felt
that's probably
like.
about
It was a
right.
long time, and he finally shows up, and at that point, I was like, I don't care.
You know why he shows up? Because the reshoots. Because he wasn't supposed to be in it that much.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be in the movie very much, and then they did a bunch of reshoots.
Ooh.
You didn't hear about that prior to this movie?
No.
coming out?
Nope,
Yeah.
I didn't know about that either.
Yeah.
And, like, the characters, first of all the actors were phoning it in. I felt like Tom Hardy was in a different movie. I felt like he did give 110%, but it was into something else. And I don't know what that was. But, like, I didn't really believe any of the decisions they were making.
Yeah.
Like, there's character choices that some people make that come out of nowhere. It's like, where was Act 2 at?
Right.
Like, where's the development?
Are you talking about the...
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was like, what?
And, like, there are some things in this movie that I was like, that would be cool if they did that. They didn't.
Yeah.
Specifically with the dog.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be the dog. And that would have been awesome. But they went with something else that grossed me out.
Quick question since you mentioned tones.
Yes.
Battle Rifle wants to know, was the tone as bad as the Predator?
I liked the Predator more than this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the tone was worse, personally, than Predator.
Yeah, because Predator had one tone, which didn't really fit the movie, I think, but at least it was consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, go see Upgrade.
So, what's your rating?
It's boring. The villain sucks. I was hoping there at least be like some action scenes, so I'd be like, all right, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. There's the motorcycle chase, which was just kind of bland in my opinion. It was just like a lot of turning, and then it ended.
You want to see a good motorcycle
there
chase?
was
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I want that on Blu-ray.
There are too many action scenes covered up by like dust and darkness.
Yeah, like
you just
when
can't
he's fighting
see.
the SWAT guys, like they're just surrounded by smoke and you can't see anything, and it lasts forever. It's like this dude is. Yes, the cat.
The
I can hear
podcat?
The cat.
Should I go get him?
Podcat. Should bring him in.
I'll go
No,
get
he'll
him.
bring the symbiote with him. Don't go get him.
But like just the action sequences could have been more, but they're at night, surrounded by smoke. And they're really long, and it's a lot of like swinging around, and they're a bunch of randos, and it's like, you should just be tearing these fools up.
Yeah.
The final fight. Okay.
I couldn't see what was happening.
It was
Gonna be honest.
one of the worst third act fights I've ever seen. We watched it in 3D, which none of us were really excited about.
Yeah, that's a bad decision.
I had to take off my glasses and stop watching because I just couldn't take what it looked like. It was so bad.
I'll talk a little bit more about that scene in the spoiler area because I have some thoughts on it too.
It was not well handled. And then I'll do my other ones in the...
Okay.
They reference kryptonite in this movie. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That was kind of a small thing, but like, you can't really do that. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't
work.
Doesn't fly. Don't be self-aware for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna be self-aware, do it the whole movie.
My favorite scene in the
Podcast's
movie, though, actually, I should say the other thing I like too. The best character in the movie, I thought, the only one I really enjoyed, was the Doctor. I won't go into the spoilers of that, just in case. And then my favorite scene was the second post-credit scene.
That's funny.
The second post-credit scene is amazing. Definitely stay for it. It's super good.
Anyway, come here, kitty.
What's your rating and your tweet definition?
I give this a dumpster fire. I'm sorry. I wanted to leave halfway through. So I give it a dumpster fire. And my actual tweet was, if you have a choice between Venom the movie and Venom from a King Cobra, the Cobra is not a bad option.
All right. So let's freelance a little bit here and just touch on a few things. Brett, I know you mentioned you had something, and it sounds like Battle Rifle kind of hits on that a little bit.
So, Battle Rifle made a really interesting point, and I would agree, where you said a Venom movie. I think what a Venom movie needs is a point where the person who embodies that villain has to be able to have an emotional arc. Like, he's a really sweet guy who has to deal with, eating someone. Because, Venom bites off a head, and then Eddie's like, ooh!
In front of somebody.
But the problem with this movie is that it doesn't address, at no point is he ever actually a villain.
No.
Yeah. And the whole, marketing campaign is, the world has enough but you're just doing another superhero movie.
Yep.
And so, my note here is that it needed more anti-hero. It felt like a superhero origin story. The movie that they made didn't need to be R, but if they had made it R, they could have gone to some really interesting places with it. Mm-hmm. And especially with that, him being more of a villain. Maybe he embraces that being a villain for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it goes in the comics. Okay, I don't know a whole lot about Venom. I don't really care about Venom that much. I don't think he's the coolest. Whatever.
Yeah.
But in the comics, the reason that he and Eddie get together is because they both hate Spider-Man.
Right.
That's why they work together, and then they eventually turn into an anti-hero.
Yeah.
With this, it's just kind of like
you can't get
we're
Spider-Man,
a good match because
because our vitals.
Oh my gosh, that's the other thing.
Sure.
Maybe slight spoilers. Anyone who actually matches with a symbiote in this movie, they're like, it's the hardest thing in the world, and the three main characters.
Yeah. And 40 people from another symbiote to make it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. Anyways.
Can we talk a little spoilers?
Beforehand, one last thing I wanted to mention.
Okay.
I feel like this movie was, like they said, PG-13 was the goal the whole way. I feel like it was filmed as an R movie and cut down to a PG-13 movie.
It felt like there was so much missing.
Yeah.
See,
Development-wise from the second act.
Yeah.
but if they did reshoots to add more Venom, I don't know how this was an R-rated movie beforehand.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anyways,
I would.
that's kind of the point, right? Is it is all over the place. There's moments in this where you're like, oh yeah, that feels like it could have been R, and they just toned it down. And then there's other moments where I was like, well, that wouldn't fit in an R-rated movie.
Spoiler alert: there's no blood in this movie.
But people's heads get bit off.
Yeah, that's right. There's like that.
There's no blood in this movie. Just something to chew on. But yeah, Brett, let's get into
see what you did there.
Let's get into some spoilers.
So,
spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Venom, if you don't want to hear, I guess, spoilers
what
for
happens.
the movie that really kind of can't be spoiled.
Here's your. I'll set this book down when spoilers are over. If you're.
Oh, there you go.
Live.
It's a good idea.
Good call.
Should get a spoiler tag or something.
We should get a spoiler tag.
Yeah.
You know, I have this fancy little thing over here that I don't use nearly enough.
Let's make
Get
a
a
spoiler.
spoiler thing.
Yeah. Like make it flash at the top.
Okay, so they could have done so much when we're talking about, Venom not showing up for 45 minutes. They could have done so much with Riot
In
his
45
journey
minutes.
to make me afraid of the symbiote and what that would have done to Eddie.
Instead, he rides a train or something.
Right. He's like, I look at a person and I'm going to inhabit them. And then that's all done off screen. Ugh.
I feel like I was watching Supernatural sometimes because they do the eye thing. It's like
It's really funny.
Yeah.
that guy.
It's really funny you say that because I honestly feel like the third act fight in this movie is like a CW Flash fight from the TV show. Like that's honestly what I thought of. I felt like I was watching an episode of The Flash. It's dark, it's smoky. You can't really see what's happening.
You have two
weapons
dark characters
that are
fighting
almost
each
the
other.
exact same color.
I compare it to the Transformers movies because you have 10 gray robots fighting each other. Which one's the good one? We don't know. We're just going to assume the one that wins at the end. Well, there you go. That's what happened. And
Yeah.
it's just two giant mounds of diarrhea fighting each other.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was happening. I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I stopped watching.
Okay, so let's try to be structured here on going through spoilers. At the beginning, you were mentioning the first 45 minutes. I'm with you. I don't think that... I didn't care about any character in the movie.
Well, that's the other thing. They don't,
I
I
didn't
think
invest in any character.
the idea was that, Eddie's kind of this bad boy, and, that's why he's not a hero. But
and it finally bites him in the butt.
he's still trying to do the right thing, and
Right.
doesn't make me... And he did it in a bad way, and so, I didn't care about Eddie, at all.
I didn't
Up
care
until
about Tom Hardy.
he actually, got with Venom, and then it was the character became interesting. Not as much that I still cared about him, but the character was more interesting than at least the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, because the relationship between him and Venom.
Yeah.
Other than that, whatever.
Yeah.
Something I think that they really missed on, and this is a spoiler, it's not in the movie, but for Venom creating his suit, what he's going to look like,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing like that. He immediately pops up and he looks like an evil version of Spider-Man with teeth and a long tongue, and
Yeah.
there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason, and
And
you
Riot
mentioned
looks the
earlier,
same.
And
Yeah, it's
Riot
just
looks the exact
It's just
same.
what they look like.
And no, that image is created because of something they've seen or somebody they hate.
I
Right?
mean,
So-
Venom was attached to Spider-Man for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, isn't that why he has that look?
I think so. That and he has the spider and everything. I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I do believe that's why.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just no development. No one character gets development, in my opinion.
Yeah. Certainly not enough.
Mm-mm. So
I could not stand how the villain. I mean, this is a thing that's kind of common for villains. Is they'll see themselves as the god,
Right.
their own god.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one just kind of blatantly says it. And it's so badly done.
It's so
and he
bad.
keeps using Bible stories like in the totally wrong context. And like you can use these same stories in your plot, but actually have it make sense. Like very bad research done there.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that battle rifle.
I'm God.
Oh yeah.
Sacrifice.
They already have a Carnage cast. Actually.
Yeah, he's been cast.
That's the first post-credit scene. Since we're in spoilers,
Yeah, we'll get to that though.
we'll get to it.
So what happened to the rest of the symbiotes?
One died.
So they had
died.
4.
Yeah,
Two
right?
died.
2 died,
Oh, 2 did die. Okay.
and then Riot ended up dying, and now Venom's the only one left.
And
But they really glossed over that.
I thought there was a yellow one
there's a yellow one still in the
little tube thingy.
tube.
I thought that might be true.
Unless it died too, and I just didn't.
So
realize.
I thought
paying
when Carlton was like all mad at his doctors, he said something about you let them die, and I thought that was in reference to the 2 other symbiotes they had.
Who
But
knows? They didn't pay any attention to anything.
again,
else
it was
they
a
did.
one. It was a one-line throwaway to move the plot forward.
So I didn't know what he was talking about either. Are you talking about when the doctor was laying there dead?
yeah,
I didn't know if he was being like, "Oh, what happened? You left the cage open and she died," or if he was like, "We lost another symbiote." And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know which one he's talking
see, I
about.
think it was the symbiote because he clearly didn't care about the doctor at that point, and I think he was beyond acting like it too.
He was beyond acting at all in this movie.
The let's quick talk spoilers for the second act, specifically with Venom and Tom Hardy, because I think that's like the only really good part of this movie. Like I still gave
Which
it an all
part?
right, but just his whole like from when he becomes Venom and they have the conversation on the dock to the fight in the
I don't remember that. Oh, Doc.
it's not a dock, it's like out on a buoy.
That's right before the third act. Like the
God,
that's like
I
the
can't
very
even
end
keep
of the
track
second
of-
act.
Is it?
Yeah, the first conversation he has with Venom is in the alleyway because he looks in the car window and he can see his reflection, and his reflection is
yeah.
Venom.
That's
Which,
Oh,
sure, because he can project himself into a window. but
when
whatever.
does he have the thing where like Venom comes off of him and talks to him face to face?
That's the buoy.
Okay.
So actually, Battle Rifle brings up a good question. Why wasn't Venom's motive to destroy the other symbiotes? And
Because
it actually,
that's the other symbiotes thing, right?
well, no, it actually kind of ended up being that,
Well, yeah, it does end up becoming
that.
because Riot's motive is to bring all the symbiotes to Earth.
And so Venom's then motivation is
To become a hero.
Be it no, well,
This was my.
it was
biggest
way more
problem.
selfish than that. He was like, well, I'm kind of a loser from where I'm from, and so I can be a god here.
Out of nowhere.
What?
Hey, I like you now. Let's team up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like, what happened when they became friends?
They need
yeah,
to team
because-
up because Eddie leans into
No,
the
it's because they
being a
kissed.
villain.
It's because they kissed. That's why they're friends.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that kiss. Ugh.
That was disgusting.
That was so
I just thought it was
unexpected.
weird.
And it could have been so much cooler, like we were talking about earlier with the dog. Not
Yes.
not the kiss part, but just that fight.
I wish you
Even the
thought-
kiss, dog comes up and just starts licking him. He's like, "What the crap?" And then the transfers over to him.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot less. That was so gross.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of goofy. But I don't know if Lady Venom is a character, but if
Yeah, she is.
is.
She is.
she's in the movie for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But I guess his motive was to destroy the other symbiote.
Yeah.
Just
The
one.
remaining
Just
one.
one of them. Because he had to become a hero to save Earth because he likes Earth. Because he's not a loser on Earth,
Yeah.
is what Venom says. So, yeah. That would have been funnier than
I
the
like
rest
that.
of the movie.
Battle Rifle, yeah.
But,
Battle Rifle says they should have had a scene where Eddie threatens to sit on a grenade if Venom doesn't help him. That's hilarious.
yeah, well, it's...
Would it hurt
The
him in this
annoying-
movie though?
I don't know.
Oh,
He
that's a good
He
point.
catches bullets.
He does just like deflect.
He's
yeah,
bulletproof.
he's basically bulletproof.
He's everything proof except for noise.
None of that is explained. I did like the scene in the
The MRI.
MRI. I mean, again, that's one scene. Doesn't save this movie by any
that was
means.
one thing I didn't know if this isn't a huge spoiler, but I just didn't want to say. The doctor, the new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Thank you for not making this character a ultra douchebag, making him actually kind of cool. But then, whatever her name is, Michelle Williams' character.
Yeah.
I don't know her name.
I don't know her name.
She just decides to continue the kiss, and I don't know if she left him or.
No, I think
He
they're
leaves-
still together.
Man, they went at it though after Venom left her body.
Yeah.
They kept going.
Venom and Tom Hardy have their kiss.
And I felt bad for that doctor. I was like, he's a good guy. He's helping out your ex.
Yep.
Because he has a nasty parasite, and you just went and did that nasty with him. Poor guy.
Anyways. So,
That was my
final
favorite
spoiler. What did we guys think about the first post-credit scene?
character. Horrible. No, not good. That wig was horrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know that we were doing Ronald McDonald wigs for big budget movies.
Woody Harrelson didn't need it.
No.
Dude is a good actor.
He is. Just let him act.
But like I didn't get the obsession.
With Eddie Brock?
Yeah.
It made no
Yeah.
sense.
It made no sense. And he doesn't have Carnage yet, so what's with the Carnage pun?
That's
Yeah.
the annoying part to me.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, okay, like we're really pulling and reaching here. Because, like you mentioned, he doesn't have Carnage. Carnage is a symbiote, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he doesn't have Carnage, and he's like, oh, and when I get out, there will be Carnage. And he also acts like he also acts like he knows that Eddie Brock is Venom.
Well,
Like
I mean-
he has a hunch, like he knows something.
Definitely seems like that.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
it
he
comes
goes
off
like
that
to
way.
bars, eats people, and then transforms right back into Venom. He's just like, oh, sorry, it's a parasite. Yeah, whatever, get out of here. Also, that was the last scene in the movie, and it was in the trailer.
It was in the trailer.
Stop doing that.
Yeah, movies need to really stop doing that.
Oh,
Stop putting if your last scene is in your trailer, it probably tells you something about the quality of the movie.
and like, it's the easiest thing to see coming. Be like, oh, we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as he was back in the store, I was like, oh, crap. Okay, well,
Yeah.
We know how this ends.
we know how this ends.
Like a turd in the wind.
Yeah. Did you guys like the way Venom's voice sounded?
I was okay with it.
I thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine. I would have liked a little less editing on it, so it could just. I mean, it's just nice to be able to understand it. Sometimes I felt like it went down a little too low and got a little too processed, and it was hard to understand. Mainly because it's Tom Hardy doing it,
Yeah. He's hard to understand anytime he tries to have an American accent.
and also like I know it's cool that Tom Hardy could do it. He's doing both roles, which is it's cool. But like, oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. There's so many good like voice actors out there. Like, can you imagine if like Troy Baker
Yeah.
was the voice of Venom? I bet he would have killed it. But they don't do roles like that ever because they just get headlining actors.
Yep.
Simon, no.
So,
Podcat, no.
all in all, I think Luke and I are, well, I say straight to streaming,
I said dumpster fire.
and Brett said all right.
Bye, kitty.
So, there's a mixed bag here, kind of. And if
I
you
was real
see-
enthusiastic about my all right, wasn't I?
Yeah. So if you see it, or if you have seen it, let us know what you think, because we're curious to hear what other people have to say about it. A lot of people are really defending it, and that's great.
If you like something, tell somebody.
Yeah, if you
don't be
like
ashamed of it.
that's fine. It just wasn't. To me, it just wasn't very good. Which is weird because usually I'm a sucker for anything superhero related, but this one I didn't love.
Yep. That's fine.
So, anybody have any final thoughts on the movie before we move on?
The post credits. Are we still in spoilers? Should I put this down?
You can put it down.
Okay.
That's the other thing. Is the second post-credit scene actually spoilers?
No,
It's not.
It's a clip from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it's amazing.
And yeah,
It's hilarious. It's great.
They-
I love the animation in that movie. It looks so good.
it's so good. But why was it?
Dude, I thought they were gonna be like, this Venom's gonna show up in that movie.
Okay, so if they had done that, I would have been more or less okay with it. Instead, I just felt like Sony tacked on an ad to their movie,
Mhm.
which I like. partially, I get. That's what most of the Avengers movies do, right? They're like, oh, hey, here's our next. But the thing is, it's not related to it.
Yeah.
It's not related to it, and that's what frustrates me.
Are we going to review Halloween? Battle Rifle just asked.
That seems like a scary movie.
I will.
Me and Tyler will probably talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Maybe if you guys go, you can drag me.
Maybe not a full review because it's going to be a busy time, too.
It will be.
But we will definitely talk about it, and we'll give our thoughts. I'm excited for that.
Tyler, is it that time?
It is about that time. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I know you're watching your boys.
Yeah, they're not doing very good.
Oh. Are you ready, Luke? You got it off before I did.
That was quiet. Hey, last week I didn't even do it. I just did it with my mouth. I was like,
all right. Twitter with Tyler.
We got a couple questions.
What kind of questions do we got today?
All right. So our first question, in the spirit of Venom, coming from
Venom.
@EXM, Eric, what it is. So his question is, in the spirit of Venom, if you had a symbiote, whose voice would you want your symbiote to have? Assume that the personality comes with the voice. Example, if you pick Snoop Dogg, you have that voice and personality. Your actual voice doesn't change to Snoop Dogg, only the symbiote voice in your head. I think you get it. I get it. I got you. I follow you. I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
I'm stepping in what you're smelling.
All right. I would choose John DiMaggio as Marcus Phoenix to be the voice of my symbiote, because that is one of the coolest character voices I think ever. I think it'd be really fun to have Marcus Phoenix yelling at me, telling me what to do. I think it'd be awesome.
There you go. I'll go next.
Okay.
I think I would do. So I'm looking at this in terms of Venom as actually an anti-hero and not a hero. And in that spirit, I would go with Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger.
That'd be kind of scary.
I know, a little dark. But I feel like that's what I was missing from this movie, so embrace it.
Dark characters.
Dark characters.
Yeah,
not darkness.
not
No, there was
darkness.
plenty of night shooting.
Plenty in darkness. I thought of mine right away. I'd pick Robin Williams.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious and it'd be great. Robin Williams can do a lot of awesome impressions. He's one of the funniest people ever. So I would just have a great time with that.
That would be fun.
And I don't know. Will we still have to eat people?
I
feel like
I don't know.
Robin Williams would bring a little sense of humor to that, so it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, probably would be.
I miss that guy.
Oh, I know, me too. What's our next question?
Next question comes from Seabull.
What?
Who I believe is in the.
He's in the chat.
He's in the chat.
He's
what
in
up,
the chat.
Seabull? His question: thoughts on Paolini's project he has been hinting at. So
Christopher Paolini.
Christopher Paolini wrote the Inheritance series.
We have our Aragon book.
I don't want to mess this up because it's nice. There we go. This is the special edition Aragon book. It's mine. Battle Rifle said he would have Mike Tyson as his voice.
That would be funny.
Sorry.
Gonna go eat some of these guys.
All right.
That'd be awesome.
Seabull mentions Paolini's project he's been hinting at. If you don't know what that is, he's been tweeting a bunch of numbers.
Yeah, I assume it'll be a countdown.
Yeah.
To a reveal of his next book.
Yeah. And I'm going to be real honest here. I've never read this series. But your question today, Seabull, has me considering and looking for copies of Aragon to pick up and read. Now, I know I'm a little old probably for this story now.
It's great.
But I like YA books. So I'm going to check it out.
Luke, do you know anything?
I read the first two books, and we were talking about it earlier, and I don't remember them. I'm not a huge book reader, so I'm just being honest. I probably won't get into it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I know the most because this is my copy of the book, and I've got all the special editions, and I follow him on Battle Rifle. I did not like Aragon the movie.
Horrible.
It was not a good movie. It was not a good adaptation of the books, or the first book. So a while ago, when he finished the Inheritance cycle, he talked about wanting to get away from fantasy for a little while. Since then, he's talked about wanting to do some prequels. Still in the Inheritance universe. He knows the people like that. He loves that universe. But I believe his next project is a sci-fi novel. So
I'm a little more interested.
What
now.
makes you think that?
because he was talking a lot about sci-fi influences back when he was talking about what he wanted to write next.
Okay.
So I don't think he came out and straight up said, I'm writing like a big sci-fi novel, but based on what I remember, and this again was like 5 years ago, probably more. Yeah, I remember hearing that. So yeah, I'm really hoping it is, and then I'm hoping that it's kind of a standalone novel, and then he just kind of jumps back into Inheritance prequels, and he left a lot of room for new adventures after the book series, whether that be happy adventures or sad adventures. I won't spoil anything for anyone, but
Yeah.
there is definitely something there to be written and stories to be told. So
Awesome.
Sweet.
I will report back when I finally start reading Aragon. Deal?
Deal.
All right. That is it for this week.
Oh, I'm gonna rift real quick. I know
You're
it's
gonna fly out of the
It's time
sky?
to go. Well, no, we were talking about Aragon.
Oh,
and
well, you said Rift. I was thinking Fortnite.
my bad. Sorry, not playing that Fortnite right now. The streaming, we talked about how Netflix acquired rights for Narnia.
They just got a production studio.
We know Amazon is investing like $1 billion into Lord of the Rings. Disney just bought Fox, who owns the rights to the Inheritance movies.
Ooh, maybe we can actually get the movies.
So I would love it if Disney threw some money into actually making that series good.
Why does Disney have everything?
Because they
got a lot.
Because they got Fox, and Fox had a lot.
So
They
frustrating.
did. They really did.
Yeah.
What do we think of the Monster Hunter movie coming out?
I haven't seen anything about it.
I've heard about it. I played Monster Hunter World for a little bit. It was cool. I think there's a lot of liberties to be taken there, and they could make a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it will depend on the director's vision, because if they try to make it too much like the game, I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
I think they take the monsters from the game. I think you take some of the weapons and the weapon classes and stuff and make that a part of it as little Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just make it a movie about guys hunting these evil monsters like the Death Pickle, cool. I think it could be a lot of fun.
Death Pickle.
The monster's actually called something else.
But that's just the nickname.
But people on like forums and YouTube call it the Death Pickle.
That's dope.
I'm way more excited for like the Witcher series. So.
Well, good. Well, it's probably gonna suck then.
Paul W.S. Anderson directs it. He is ass.
All right. Well.
So that is it for for Twitter and YouTube comments with Tyler.
That is hilarious.
I love it.
That's one of my favorite ways to describe something bad. So thank you for that.
Like Venom.
Yeah.
Venom. How you guys feel about
I
that
should say
Eminem song at the end?
Hold on. Actually, the stylized credits in Venom I thought was cool with the Rorschach painting style.
Oh, yeah. No, those were nice.
With the ink blots. I thought that looked cool.
Nice.
Anyways.
But it doesn't matter because it's not part
It
of the
doesn't.
movie.
Let's plug this thing up.
Twitter,
At What the Fanboy.
Instagram,
At What the Fanboy.
YouTube,
At What the Fanboy.
SoundCloud,
I don't know the URL.
What the Fanboy. Just search What the Fanboy. iTunes. Rate us on iTunes. What the Fanboy Podcast, I think, is actually the full name on iTunes. We have shirts.
We do?
We do have shirts.
Some people said they wanted shirts, but then they didn't contact us. Make sure you send us a DM or something on Twitter.
Yep.
So we can get that if you want one.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And listening.
And doing all that stuff, reviewing, tweeting at us. We really have a lot of fun talking to you guys.
Yeah.
You can
Highlight
find-
of my Monday.
Yeah.
It makes Monday
Highlight
way
of
more
my-
exciting.
Usually the highlight of my week.
It
Unless I
doesn't matter what you think.
Ooh,
Sorry, I love
got
that.
me.
So, look for us this weekend. Like, I'll be streaming on Mixer tomorrow.
Look for us this weekend with Call of Duty
And this weekend it'll be Blackout.
on Mixer.
We'll tweet out.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
tweet out a
Yep.
link and kind of a heads up before we do it.
And if you see us online, hit us up. We'd love to play with you.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
You can find me on Twitter at theboy1 at THE_BOI_WND8.
You can find me at Tyler_19_Davis, or for visuals, it's right here.
you can find me everywhere at Brightson. So,
And you can find us at What the Fanboy.
Yeah.
thanks.
Do it.
Have a great week.
Until next time.
Next time.
See ya.
Watch out for light poles.